Lent is the time for us to repent, a sort of spring cleaning of our lives that calls us to renew our faith and relationship with God. Lent is a 40 days preparation before Easter. Why 40? Because it has a symbolic meaning and value in the Bible. Do you remember the 40 days and 40 nights quarantine of Noah and his family together with the animals during the flood? And the 40 years of Israelites' exile in the desert before entering the promised land. 40 days of Lent reminds us of Jesus' fasting in the wilderness. And so, Lent is a 40-day period of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving.
Why is it prayer is essential and one of the pillars in Lenten season? All of us know that prayer is expected for all seasons and can be acted from various perspectives. Yet, for what reason does Lenten season is continually inviting us to emphasize the spirit of prayer? Perhaps I can give you a concrete interpretation of this matter. Yet, the solitary I have in my heart is that the essence and purpose of prayer are to have intimate communication with God, for us to fill us with His love, and consequently produce good fruits for His glory. I believe that Lenten season is an opportunity for us once again to reflect, meditate, and contemplate what sort of life or relationship do we have with Jesus Christ. Saint Alphonsus Liguori would say that he who prays is certainly saved, he who prays not is certainly damned. This is because we somehow are earned salvation by praying, but because prayer is essential for preserving and increasing the life of grace of our souls. Then, I challenge you to have an authentic and meaningful encounter with Jesus Christ in this Lenten season through prayer.
Why do we need to fast during Lenten season? Most people would say to avoid getting bigger like me and prevent having an illness. For me, it is not only like that. There is always something beyond why we fast, specifically during Lent. Fasting is a sacrifice from something we are used to eating, something that gives us pleasures and leads us into sin. Fasting must go hand in hand with prayer. It's like salt and pepper working very well together. One reason is that by fasting, we deny our human appetites, desires, and pleasures, both literally and figuratively, to focus more on prayer. And another reason for both fasting and abstinence is to show solidarity with the poor and the marginalized. Moreover, as we enter into this Lenten season, the challenge for us Christians is to detach ourselves from something that gives us pleasure, for Christ to enter into our body freely.
According to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, as one of the three pillars of Lenten practice, almsgiving is a witness to fraternal charity and a work of justice pleasing to God. The need to perform acts of charity is heard frequently throughout the Gospel, imploring us to follow the example of Christ. But among the three pillars of Lenten practice, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, I am very sure that almsgiving is the most neglected one. But according to the book of Tobit, prayer and fasting are good, but better either is almsgiving, accompanied by righteousness. It is better to give than to store up gold, for almsgiving saves one from death and expiates every sins. Those who regularly give alms shall enjoy a full life. So with this account, we can see how vital almsgiving is. It is not just about mere giving, but more of giving up of ourselves for others and for those in need. With this, we can say that almsgiving is both a prayer and a fasting that manifests itself by caring for our neighbors in need. It can also deepen our devotion as we plunge ourselves more with the life of our brothers and sisters who live in misery and in poverty. Hence, it also allows us to step outside of our comfortable selves and focus more on others' needs and necessities. Giving to charity is showing love for our neighbor, just as Jesus told us to do. Echoing the words of Saint Francis of Assisi, "For it is in giving that we receive." Almsgiving is just a paying forward or a passing along the gifts we have received and return them back to those in need. Everything we have is from God. Everything we are is from God. In that sense, everything we have is a gift of God for all of us. For we are nothing without His grace, love, and blessings.